Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I have this time a 2008 Nissan Xterra 4.0. Computer loses communication. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but the car doesn't start. This is coming from New Jersey, Riley H. I hope I'm saying your last name correctly. All right, like I normally do, let's dive into the tests. All right, so I'm going to connect the computer or attempt to connect the computer into the scanner. I have the multimeter connected and everything, and then we see if it works or not. This is a very common issue on these computers, and it happens a lot of time because of either loose connections on the battery, bad batteries. It's very weak computer on that way. All right, so let me go over to the folder, which is going to be a very short information, but let me just show you what I have, which is this note from him where we can see the VIN number. It says, concerns, my truck keeps going into anti-theft. Sometimes I can scan the computer, sometimes it doesn't. Want to connect the vehicle, sometimes will display the cell light with ignition on, other times it's not display, it cranks but won't start. U1000 code in catch, I'm not sure what that is. Module, key on, no fuel pump prime, no relay click, no throttle body, noise, no RPM signal, no fuel, no spark. I put a new IPDM in it, no change. You can command stuff with on with a scan tool, but that's about it. Grounds are good. Grounds are good. Chassis, battery, etc. No resistance. And we can see the computer part number in here. This is a Nissan Mech. It's an Hitachi computer, Mech 71-020. All right, let's go back now here, and I'm going to show you the scanner and the meter, which I have in here. So let's power the computer on. So you're going to see the switches. Let me just show you that. Here are the switches. When I go into the other view, you're going to see in the circle me turning the switches on. And let's just stay in here. No matter what, we're not going to see much in there. But I do have a test light connected to the fuel pump. We see if it comes on or not. So battery, ignition. We got 5 volts. I didn't see the fuel pump on. All right, let's see if it stays on or not. Oh, I just saw the fuel pump come on with the last switch. So this is very important. Let me now move you over to the other view. So this is in here in connection with the fuel pump relay. That's what the computer controls. So I'm going to do that once again. And you can see the fuel pump doing the prime. So this is actually, it's turning me away from the computer, but it's a little too soon to talk. Let's try to establish communication and see if the 5-volt reference stays in there, because like he said, sometimes he talks, sometimes he doesn't. So let's see if it stays active, because again, this is a very common problem on these computers. So we're going to do into Nissan. This should have done an automatic ID, but maybe because I cycled ignition, it didn't. So this is a Nissan. Let's attempt to do an automatic ID. And it did it really quickly. Last digits of the VIN number C510653. Which matches exactly what we have in there. All right, so far we do have communication. Oh, look at the 5-volt reference. It just went down. This is excellent. This is excellent. You can see this is what I like to record videos, because now we're reproducing his concerns. You see, as soon as I try to establish communication, the 5-volt reference went down. A 5-volt reference is super important, because why? No throttle body, no TPS, no APPs, accelerator pedal, no sensor voltage. The car will never start. And this is probably going to lose communication now because we lost the 5-volt reference. Although this voltage regulator inside this computer has 3 different circuits for sensors, or not for sensors, it has one for the sensors and voltage going into the same board for the microprocessor. So we can have communication or not, but let's see how it's in this time. But definitely we are reproducing the customer concerns 100% here. And this is what I like to do. I like to make sure that when I'm doing something, you see it went out. Well, actually, no, this is a stop, so it might take a little longer to get in there. So let's read fault codes and see if we can read fault codes. Oh, it is actually reading. It says NATS malfunction. This is, of course, the computer is losing. And when it happens like this, it's definitely a problem. You have the U1000 code, as he says in there. Coolant temperature sensor high, APP high, low voltage in some other sensors. No communication with the TSS, bias control solenoid, CAN communication circuit fault. And this is definitely his concern. And I'm going to cycle the ignition once again. Again, keep the eye on the switch. If you want, I can move here so you can see better. Again, you can see the 3 lights are on. I'm going to turn the first 2, from the right off. I'm going to keep the battery voltage on. That's the constant battery voltage. Then we have terminal 15, and now last I put terminal 87. So let's see. See, the 5-volt reference comes back after you cycle the ignition. So this is a little tricky situation. Probably the first time I see this, when you get the voltage reference coming back like that. Something else might be shorted inside the computer. Let's see how that's going to be. But I can definitely reproduce the concern. And what I was going to say, my goal is always, you see, we just lost the 5 volts. So my goal is always to reproduce the customer concern, your concern. Why? Because you're not sending a computer here just for repair a computer. You want to correct the situation you have in your vehicle, right? So this is exactly what I'm trying to reproduce in here. I got an upset customer. The only upset customer never understood that if I cannot reproduce your concern, what am I fixing? And not only that, if I fix your computer, let's say, because I just go and put a whole bunch of parts and I charge you, and then later on you find out that not later, you plug it back in the car and it doesn't run, would you be happy? Of course you would not, right? Because I just make you spend money on something that is not correcting your concern. All right, guys, let me stop the video. I'm going to open the computer and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I finished the repairs and I think actually everything is good now. I replaced first the voltage regulating circuit to test the computer. I had it probably connected, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, which is more than enough. You also, with me, how often this was happening. And then I went and replaced throttle body actuators, coils, injector drivers, etc., all capacitors and diodes, and to make sure everything is fine. So the computer is still open and in the bench, and I'm doing the test. So let me put the meter in the scanner, and we can see that we have the 5-volt reference working, no issues. I'm going to get out of the scanner. Let me move it over this way. I'm going to clear the codes. Unable to raise conditions not met. Right? Let's say exit, because it's not really liking that I switch the ignition on and off. So let's disconnect from this vehicle. Scanner. Okay, finally did. Let's reestablish communication. Nissan, right here. Automatic ID. All right, so we're immediately connecting to the computer, which we saw this at the same time before, but look at the 5-volt reference. So all is good in there. So one other thing that I want to do, I'm going to keep the scanner there. I'm going to have to recycle the ignition or reestablish communication, but I forgot to show you the fuel pump. All right, so I'm killing just the 2 switches. I'm keeping one on. You can see in there the battery is off. We lost the 5-volt reference. I turned everything off, right? So once again, and now let's take a look at the fuel pump prime. It's happening. 5-volt reference instantly. 5-volt reference, which is great. Let's see if we can enter the scanner. It says a scan tool, blah, blah, blah. It might take up to 30 seconds. And we saw that it takes like that long. Not sure. This is something that Snap-on. I should have connected Autel, but since I was using it at first, I want to keep it the same way. In the meantime, we are going to keep an eye on the 5-volt reference, which I don't suspect to have any more issues now, and the computer is fully repaired. Like I said, I had it connected for probably 20 minutes before I re-establish, the video with you guys, to keep the video as short as possible. Trying to, keep up. I got a lot of work, and believe it or not, doing the videos, it makes this longer either. But it's part of the service that I offer to all the customers, not only for my audience in YouTube, but also for each customer that sends computer. I like to always share, communications, powers, and grounds. I have established, or made a connector for this one, so it's pretty quickly for me now to work on these ones. But if you want to see more of that, I have even removing the components and everything. Just go over to the Nissan Frontier or Xterra, I think as I name it, and then you will see how is the process of doing most of these repairs, and also powers and grounds communications, like I always show in most of my videos. Since I have so many of these ones, I'm not doing it because, again, it's just so repetitive that I don't want to, bother you with something that you can just go in my playlist and see it. All right, so yeah, it takes like 30 to 60 seconds, and yeah, it takes like more than that to establish communication with the Snap-on. Snap-on. They're a good company, don't get me wrong, and they do offer a lot of information that no other scanners does, but they're so overpriced, just too much. Come on. I'm exhausted. I've been working late, trying to give as much as, computer fix, but it is taking the toll. All right, we're going to enter the engine. We're going to clear the code first. Unable to erase codes, condition not met. Not sure why. Let me read the codes. Yeah, those are normal because we don't have the... Not sure what conditions. It would be nice if they tell you what conditions should be met. Let me turn this last switch off and try to do the enable to erase codes. Condition might not be correct. Not sure what is saying that, but it looks like I cannot erase code with Snap-on. Unbelievable, right? Let's go over to data, so at least we see that I changed, and we can read data bits. That is important. Let me see if I can go over to at least battery voltage or engine computer voltage. Let me see if I can see anything on voltages. Right here. All right, we see that, and I can make it bigger, but I think you guys can see it pretty good in there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to change the voltage 1 volt up and down, which is going to be very nice to see. And that's one thing I like about a Snap-on. You see how the changes on the graph colors from the background or so you when I'm changing or doing those changes, you can see very easily. And this is where it's very important as a technician, because when you're in a car, you see all those data bits. When you graph, you can see things changing quickly. If I'm driving a car and I see a drop, let me save that, because that's another nice thing about a Snap-on. Snap-on, you don't need to record or play anything to record. It's already recording. You see at the bottom where it has like a pause and an X. I can save that data. I can pause it right there, and I can save it if I want to. And now it's save all that movie of all those tests is there. I can play it, or I can go back into the recording or the normal test that we were doing. You see that line in there? It puts that line in there and lets you know when you did that recording. And you can use that cursor. So Snap-on is really good software-wise. It's one of the best scanners I like to use, but it's just so expensive for the technicians. So I always tell the technicians, and even you, if you're watching, don't try to buy a new one unless you got a business and you can, at least use the expenses for the business. For taxes wise, taxes purpose, no matter what you're working, right? But otherwise, just find a used one on eBay. They're all very good tools that I give to Snap-on, because they really last for a very long time. But yep, like I said, now Riley, you can see your computer fully working, no longer losing the fiber reference. This is going to be 100% fixed. And like I said, I replaced, no matter what, all those components just in case, and I always do, to make sure that I can give you a 1-year warranty. All right, guys, this is again a short video, hopefully not too long of a video, to keep you in the loop of what is going on in here. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.